What's up, everybody? Soul here with another Sword of Convallaria video, and today we'll be taking a look at the Tower of Adversity that is coming our way. Pretty stoked and excited for that. That will be dropping March 14th in just a few days, along with SP Sophia. A great unit I can't wait to pull on. And we're going to go over what the mechanics of the fight is. I'm going to show you some other people's information on the Chinese side of things and explain how the fights work, what you can expect, how you want to defeat them, maybe give you a reference point, something to look back at, and then, of course, at the end of the video, I'm probably going to try to do some pulls. I want Pamina. I want her pretty bad. I slept on it, thought about it, and yeah, I'm going for her. I apologize for not being around. I've been really busy these past few days, week you should say. Soccer season has started, which that is my absolute priority in life, and so I've had to throw a lot of time and effort, energy at that, and it's kept me pretty tied up. But I've got somewhat of a maintained schedule now, and we are ready to start rolling the content again. So yeah, without any further ado, let's just have a look at it. Now, Tower Adversity is pretty exciting stuff. We're going to have a lot of different opportunities. As you can see here, you got several levels, floors to clear, and you got several paths to pick on each floor. I'm going to kind of give you some actual first-hand footage of these fights from the Chinese servers and explain kind of how those fights are supposed to work out and whatnot. And so right here on the first level, you have an upper and a lower path. That's the theme throughout all of Tower Adversity. And so when you choose that lower path, you're going to end up in this fight right here, where you're going to be battling against the enemy titled Bill. And you're going to see they're going to have all of these pylons or crystal lamps that are going to heal. We've seen this before in the storyline and crossing worlds and so on and so forth. So you want to make sure you're destroying those when you're going for the enemy. And in here, there's fortunately a good breakdown. I'll put this link down in the description. There's a good breakdown of what you can expect. Environmental effects, of course, in this is magic surge. After actively using a skill, the energy is less than, if the energy is less than 1 point, 1 energy will be restored, and the cooldown of all skills is reduced by 1. So that's pretty powerful, pretty great. When using a skill that consumes 3 points of energy or more, the energy consumption will be reduced by 1, and the cooldown will be reduced by 1. And then your victory condition is to defeat Bill, and then your failure condition is that all of your team is destroyed. And it says right here, the enemy's only level 40, so just attack them. So it's going to be a pretty straightforward fight, especially at these lower level fights. I definitely anticipate that. The crystal lamp posts restore the enemy's HP, so they recommend you destroy them first. Makes perfect sense. There's a good breakdown of all these enemies and what they can do. However, as suggested, this is going to be a very straightforward fight where you just go at them and try to defeat them. On the upper path, we have another straightforward fight right here. Refresh. We have another straightforward fight right here. And this one right here is the same, magic surge. Of course, your victory condition is to defeat the fleeing hanged men, and then the failure condition is all your team is destroyed. As you can see, it looks like a very typical fight that you'd have in any of the story. And so here's your hanged men, and here's the suggestion. The enemy is only level 40, so just attack them. The escaped hanged men will be resurrected twice. When resurrected, he will teleport to a far place and summon his teammates. So, I don't know if that means he'll regather his teammates that are on the field, but I imagine it'll be that he summons new teammates. Regardless, it's a very straightforward fight. Get after him, defeat him, expect him to resurrect twice before he's finally truly defeated. Pretty interesting stuff in a different spin on a fight. Up here at the second level, in the lower path, you've got the fight where, this is from Spiral Destinies, where Var is wounded, and I don't want to give any spoilers or ruin the story, but there's definitely a play here. And Var is supposed to be wounded and is going to be defeated, and it looks like you're having to take him on and simulate that fight. And so the victory condition is to defeat all enemies, but as you can see, Var is in the middle of that, and he's got a tremendous amount of soldiers. And then you're going to have Kaya as an extra character. And so your part of your failure condition is to make sure she stays alive. If she's defeated, you fail. Here are the notes for the fight. The enemy is only level 45, so just attack them. There will be supporting character Kaya present. And then Kaya can use skills such as List Killer, deploy Crystal Dust Explosive Bomb to speed up the end, which I'm assuming translates to make the fight end sooner. And then when Kaya is moving, you can use Thorn Sword to attack Crystal Dust Explosion from a distance. And then I don't know Koval's wide range. I don't know who Koval is, but wide range attack skills is very suitable for this level. So it looks like you want to have somebody with a lot of AoE. As you can see right here, they got Dandelion as their preferred unit, along with their own VAR, and then you've got SP Rowea. So I imagine anyone who's got good range and AoE is going to be very useful in this fight, because there are a tremendous number of enemies, and you just want to smack them up, get rid of them, and knock them out fast. And so that is this fight. Looks very straightforward as well. I imagine it to be somewhat simple, as it is only level 2. And then here we have the upper path on level 2, and it looks like we'll be facing off against Akambe and his Shadow Assassins. And so as you can see right here, your victory condition is to defeat Akambe, and then the failure condition is that all your team is defeated. Now, it says right here in the notes, the enemy's on level 45, just attack them. It undermines that for lower levels. If you're new and you're only getting your account up, don't take offense to that. Just understand that at some point you're going to get to the point where you can just swing through this content without giving it much thought. And then as I said before, there's a good breakdown of all of these characters, what they do, and what to be wary of. So if you are struggling with this fight, or you are having a hard time, make sure you roll down, read what's going on with them, and you'll have a good understanding of how to go around and defeat these units. It does say very clearly here that Akambe has a higher defense and damage reduction, and will always summon Shadow Assassins. So I imagine that'll probably be each round. And then when the Shadow Assassin is defeated, Akambe's defense is reduced. So defeat the Shadow Assassins first. It's absolutely essential in this fight, from what I can tell. So make sure that you're doing that. Kill those assassins first to defeat Akambe. And I have seen that seems to be the theme throughout Tower of Adversity with each of the bosses, is that you're going to have to take care of their summons first, if you will. Now, on the third floor, you have to defeat the 17 Disasters Star, and then all your team is defeated is the failure condition. And so as you can see, this looks like another straightforward fight for the most part. Star will not be damaged by direct attacks. Every time a monster is defeated, it will cause 2% damage to the star. And then it says right here, Couriers, which is VAR. Wide range attacks very suitable for this level. And then ranged attack characters like Layla, Akambe, Lave, Pamina, Flavia, Luvita, which some of these characters we don't have. We don't have Flavia. We don't have Luvita. And Callus are good choices. Regardless, it appears that in this fight, you're going to be defeating the summons of the star in order to defeat the star. And so each time you defeat a summon, you take 2% HP of the star's health. So it's a fight of attrition, if you will. You just want to keep plowing them, keep clearing, wave clear. I really enjoy that. And then up here on the upper half, this fight right here, looks like we will be taking on Mr. Fernando. And so it says right there, victory condition is to defeat Fernando. And then the failure condition is all your team is destroyed. Now this is your third level upper path. And so it says right here, damage to Fernando will be shared with other enemies and is recommended to attack the small monsters first, and a reoccurring theme. Defeating the monster will cause 2% HP to damage to Fernando. When Fernando is damaged or on the verge of death, he will dodge for 1 turn, and then Fernando's damage will give the monsters physical and magical shields. Tristan is very suitable for this level and can eliminate the enemy's shields. So some very useful tips. Like I said, there's an extra breakdown below if you want to go and scoop down and look at that. But this is the fight. It's a very small area. You're just basically rushing in immediately and trying to kill Fernando as quickly as possible. And of course, defeating his summons each round will give you a leg up and some pure damage, like shredding, piercing damage on him at 2% per enemy. As you can see here, there's a list of what you get as well. This will obviously be included down below in the description. It kind of explains what you'll be getting as a reward for each of these. But moving forward, we have the fourth floor, lower half. And so in this fight, it looks like you're going to be fighting a tremendous number of enemies. And you're going to try to keep them back. And so right here, your victory condition is to defeat Lucius Frostwolf Shaman. And then your failure condition is enemy enters the escape point. So you're stopping them. It's wave clearing. You're trying to survive and stop them from getting in to a certain escape point. Really, really big. Enemies are mainly composed of green and light attributes. So I'm sure breakers will be absolutely useful in this fight. Lucius Frostwolf Shaman will not be targeted and will not die until 50 monsters are defeated. So no matter what, you're in for the fight. You have to kill 50. Be careful to avoid the blizzard ranged attack of Lucius Frostwolf Shaman. And then you can use special tactics such as summon turret, summon arrow tower to reduce enemies' health faster. So you're getting access to extra tactics to help you in this fight. Really, really fun. Can't wait to do this fight. This looks like a good one to me. And then on the upper path, the 4th floor, we've seen this fight before, where you got the big boss in the middle, and then you've got the outside bosses that are going to try to run you into these blood-like side is what I'm calling them. I'm not sure exactly what they are, but regardless, they're trying to run you into that. They're basically ramping. As you can see, we've done this fight before. It says the mission objective is clearly just to defeat all enemies. And then the failure condition is that all your team is destroyed. And then the Apostle of Will and the Apostle of Instinct, that's right, I forgot. But anyways, will use their skills to rush towards their environmental item, energy deposition, and kill all characters instantly. This must be stopped. Good to know. And then after the Apostle Will and Apostle Instinct and the first disaster hub are defeated, they will transform into the 7th disaster chariot in 3 parts. But you remember that. We've done this fight before. You're just seeing it in a different form with some juiced up stats is what I imagine is happening. So interesting things there in a fight that we have seen before, but there's nothing wrong with repeating it and seeing it again. 5th floor is where we start to see the end game. Now on the 5th floor right here, we're going to fight Tranquilo, and it's not a direct fight where you're targeting Tranquilo at all. Also, our environmental effects change to Guardian's Faith. Support defense increased by 2 times per turn. So, and then when support defense is used, defense is increased by 20%. This effect cannot be dispelled or immunized. Your victory condition is to defeat Tranquilo. Your failure condition is that the leader is defeated. As you can see, we got the leader right here on the field. I don't believe the leader is going to move. Maybe they can, I'm unsure. But here it says right here, Tranquilo is not a target of attack and is not harmed. You need to defeat the monsters to reduce his HP. In battle, you will have the assistance of a leader who can use very useful skills to summon, such as summoning a turret. Pay special attention to the mutator, which has unyielding automatic revive 1 time and high attack power, so it is recommended to defeat it first. So keep your eye out for the mutators. I'm assuming the mutators are the ones that look like they're kind of, this guy right here down here, turn 11. They look like they're infested or festering. They look like zombies, almost like Luxite zombies, regardless. And then it says, it is recommended to bring 1 to 2 defenders to protect teammates and avoid being killed instantly by mutators. And then since you need to deal with a large number of enemies, it is recommended to bring more ranged attack characters. And then Kavar, a wide range attack is very suitable for this level. So we're going to see a lot of these, I'm assuming, new characters have a lot of use in these fights and kind of being built around their mechanics. No surprise, they want you to pull on them, so expect that. And then ranged attack characters such as Layla, Kanbei, Lavi, we've seen this list before, are very good choices. And so as you saw before, there's a great breakdown on all of these units and what to expect. Here's their mutator right here and what they can do. And so you will have a great understanding of that. And then you're not doing direct damage to Tranquilo. You're just clearing waves, ensuring that the civilians get to the other side safely. And yeah, it's a different spin on the fight. It's an escort mission. I like it. It seems pretty interesting. And then on the upper half, There's a fight that a lot of people already know about, everybody's stoked for, and you're basically fighting this overpowered flower with its tremendous HP and everything that it can do. Now in these, you actually have a video reference at this point. As I said, this will be linked down in the description below. Let's see if we can't get this translated. Here's your video reference. I will play a portion of it here in a minute. It says right here that this is a very difficult level. The Dark Wreath has a lot of health and her damage reduction rate of 95%. You need to defeat the monsters to cause damage. After one round of preparation, the skill Pour Release and Tangle Flower will cause a range attack. If Pour Release hits Pour Seedlings, it will cause instant kill damage to the entire map. So you have to make sure you clear those and kill them in time. Let's play a portion of this fight right here. So there's two of these characters we don't have, Levita and I can't remember, Team Galactic, I can't remember their name. But regardless, we can't use them. They're still going in. They're just doing deal damage right away. But already we can see we want units that can do AoE damage and a lot of it. Have a wide range damage. As you can also see, that flower definitely has a lot of health. Poking them down, doing more damage. Vita igniting those tiles. Really, really interesting. I like to see her. Can't wait to use her in the future. Glad to see some Samantha. Usually people go for other healers and whatnot. Seeing Samantha is nice. So, right there we got Layla stepping out of what appears to be a swampy tile. That's pretty pertinent information. That's going to be important. And then we saw a wide AoE from the flower. Really good stuff there from SP Roia. Starting to reposition and move out, it looks like. So we're probably going to see them back up a little bit in preparation for something else. I think that swamp is the tell. Maybe not. They got rid of the swamp tile, so I bet that's Levita's purpose, is to repurpose that tile. And here's the flowers, the ads, if you will. SP Roia immediately switches out, starts to deal with them. This flower, they're going to try to push off the map, I believe. You see Layla's alert set up now. Wide range on that, and we're pushing these flowers off the map as suspected. Doing some big AoE damage. And as you can see, each time a flower is defeated, it does damage to the main flower, the boss. Really good stuff there. When we see a big AoE hit coming in, we push that flower off the stage. That must be the goal, or the way to handle them best. Doing the same right over here. Interesting stuff. They're not bothering to step out of the way of the flowers. AoE damage, I imagine because it's a lower level, they're not really too fussed about it. And we've seen enough of that. I'm going to stop it. Now, on the 6th and 7th level, it's a repeat of that same fight. And it just gets more and more difficult. I'll go over that very quickly. We'll do the lower level first. The good thing about this and in these links is they reference each fight and they explain in detail. The biggest difference between difficulty 6 and 5 is that when you defeat a monster, only 2% damage will be dealt to Tranquilo, which means that the battle length will be doubled and the number of enemies is also greater. So as you can see here, you're going to be dealing with a lot more. That's how they're ramping up the difficulty, and that you're doing less true damage to Drakilo, and you're having to deal with more enemies. And then it's the same explanation from the last. And let's jump up here to the 7th. And then as you can see right here, the biggest difference between difficulty 7 and difficulty 6 is when the civilians that are defeated, it would cause 100% damage to the leader, which means that no civilian can die. There's no room for error on level 7. And then the enemy's capabilities of difficulty 7 seem to have been greatly improved, so the role of turrets seem to have been greatly reduced. The editor mostly uses traps as a main auxiliary means for leaders. So 2 traps can cause about 90% damage to the mutator, and the more HP a civilian has, the more skill points the leader will have when leaving the battlefield. Therefore, the editor believes that the HP replenishing skills at difficulty 7 are more important. Good information there. Really interesting stuff. Not going to play the clip, but as I've mentioned several times, this is great feedback. You're doing the same fight, it's just ramping up in difficulty. Now let's take a look at the upper path. Here on the upper path, the biggest difference between difficulty 6 and 5 is that the number of pollution seedlings in difficulty 6 is increased, and the number of pollution spores target per round is also increased from 3 to 4. Character infected with dirty spores need to walk to the correct dirty seedlings to avoid being killed instantly. Really big deal, really interesting stuff there. And of course, the flower itself and so on and so forth gets stronger in that difficulty jump. And then up here at 7 is where we see a huge spike in difficulty. And so right here, the difference between difficulty 7 and difficulty 6 is that difficulty 7's dirty thorn vine will attack one more target, and the character hit cannot move. The second is that the attack and the damage dirty thorns and dirty spores have greatly increased. In addition to the aforementioned, characters infected with dirty spores need to walk to the correct dirty seedlings to avoid being instantly killed. Personal suggestion, the character's physical defense and magical defense should be above 1,100. The health should be 7,000 plus. So this is not for new accounts or people who just hit level 60. This is going to be brutal. This is for people who have been playing since launch or similar in a similar time frame that have absolutely grinded to the max or whaled the game. In this level, health points of blue poison flower and silver flower are reversed. I don't know if it was intentional or for some other reason. We'll see if that sticks in global, but that is an interesting insight on this fight and an observation that they've made on those flowers. So yeah, Tower Adversity is coming. We got some great rewards coming. We got SP Sophia coming. Really, really cool, interesting things. Can't wait for these things. I'm excited. I hope you're excited too. And I gave you some good insight as to how to defeat these fights and what to expect for them. And so yeah, you're now prepared for them so you can take them on right away. And I'm gonna pull for our girl because I really want her. And I think I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. I think it hurts not to have a character, especially when you want to make content. So hopefully I get her. Oh, I'm guaranteed to get her here in 3 pulls. And then I'm just gonna go right into making a guide for her and clearing out this new Tower of Adversity, which I'm really, really excited for. You can get her here. Don't mind that. Let's see what we get. Tempest, pretty sure we got him 5-star. Nightingale, same. Blade. Low-key partly wanted to just get it first 10 pull, but it is what it is. And the Lovers. You can see right here in strength. Let's just go ahead and go with the first card we got. We're not going to get any extra luck and get her out of anything but pity. It is what it is, though. I really want her. Need to have her. I think she'll be vital in these upcoming fights. Going with the sun because I know what it's going to be. Maybe I don't. Oh, man. Okay. Just get right to it. Priestess, Hermit, Judgment, blah, blah, blah. Here's our legendary. I was wrong. It wasn't 30, it was 40. It's close enough. Should checked. Regardless, we got her. This will be her. Has to be. I'll just go cry in a corner if it's not. What's up, Candlelight?
いかなる場所であろうとも、嵐にも汚れにも私は屈しない。たとえ無数の敵が立ちはだかろうと、この私、パミーナは槍と共に前進するのみだ。
Beautiful stuff. Glad I got her. Super excited. And so yeah, just go ahead and check her out. Get her leveled up, and then peace out on the video. Gotta get a combat rolling too. Picked him up. I haven't utilized him yet. It's been too busy. And soccer season kicking up. Definitely looking forward to using both her and a combat in that coming fight. Super duper stoked for it. But yeah, I'm leaving it there. Thanks so much for watching. If you made it this far, I hope you're having a great time with Sword of Convallaria and that you truly enjoy the game and you're having a lot of luck in all your adventures and pulls. Drop down in the comments and let me know what you think about the Tower Adversity coming up, what you're most excited for in it or around it, and if you're going to pull for SP Sophia or not. A huge thank you to my Patreon members. Really appreciate your support. You allow me to pursue and go after these characters and to have the content to provide for everyone else for their gameplay experience and guides. And a big thank you to you if you made it this far. Please make sure you drop me a like and a subscribe. It is greatly appreciated. I wish you all the best of luck, and until next time, I'll see you later. Bye.